Hey, happy Wednesday. I don't know if you can hear me. I hope you can. We're at Union Station. I decided to enter through the back end of Union Station, the newer section, the 90s side, and then walk through. So here we go. We're gonna walk through Union Station, then towards downtown. I have to figure out how I can get across the little path right here. I think there's a crosswalk over here. Hey, Cariopolis. Hey, Cecilia. Happy Wednesday. Glad to see ya. I'm gonna jaywalk. So we're heading into New Union Station. It's kind of the bus end. If you've ever smartly taken an airport bus, it comes from here. Hey, Nomad. So it's a pretty gorgeous entryway. I didn't even know you could walk upstairs. And then this passageway, as it says, takes you to Union Station West, but all the train platforms run off of this. Actually, maybe it's because it's lunchtime, but it's usually much busier. We've walked through here before. I'm usually like darting out of people's way. I'm actually able to walk right down the center. I'm almost tempted to walk up onto a platform to show you what it looks like, but you have to have a valid fare behind that point. This point. So last time we walked through here, I ended here. I kind of hung out. I got a diet cola from this really overpriced convenience store to the left, and I walked around and drank it. And I discovered this like third, it could be like the fourth restaurant, but another restaurant I never even knew was there. I actually posted some pictures of it. It was pretty cool. Kind of like a Art Deco meets streamline, no furniture, stuck in time. Pretty cool. One of my favorite things about Union Station, I used to have to wait here for my train going back east. There's like a little garden. I've gone out here a million times. It's gorgeous. It's just really unnecessary. I was more tired from sitting in a car for 2.5 hours and driving than I ever am walking 4.5 hours. So this is super gorgeous. Usually a little bit, I guess they're doing some sort of something out here always. But it's got a beautiful walk. Kick it, if you will. I'm gonna get out of here though, because transmission. So those are the two like operating restaurants. I'm not using air quotes. They're pretty good looking resties. But this is what I mean by unnecessary. I mean, these were ticket stations. Also, Demi Moore's bedroom in the Charlie's Angels that she was in. Also, this was in House Party 2 with Kid and Play. So from over here, you can see that restaurant sign for that restaurant. There's another restaurant just beyond. And I can get the door for you. They're really heavy doors. You got it? They are really heavy doors. It was really nice to get away for a couple days. I think it would have been ideal if it was like one more day. Oh, there's a helicopter landing on top of City Hall, or not City Hall, because it couldn't. So we're gonna go up out of here anyway, but I just kind of wanted to like show you this restaurant. So I guess it is the other restaurant we see from over there. But imagine when this place could sustain like a full size bunch of restaurants and not just an Auntie N's pretzel cart. Oh, this is the secret smoking spot, I think. It smells like Las Vegas over here. Off cool little mini bar. You can't really see it. The more impressive view is when you see this recipe from the front. I don't think it could ever exist as a restaurant quite the way it is now, but it's certainly cool. Imagine if the doors were open. Let me see how close I can. I don't know. I'll block the. Now somebody will have to polish the glass, but pretty beautiful. Anyway, it is nice to get away. Aren't you going to Texas soon, Cecilia? I thought you had mentioned that. I know. I was like, I wish something could exist like that now. It's really beautiful. You know, there's a restaurant in Hollywood that's called Gwen, and it's gonna close soon. But it is it's like a Curtis Stone restaurant, and I never really thought about it. I was like, Gwen, um, gorgeous. My sister's going to Fort Worth. I can't remember why. I think it's a lot sooner. Uh, Over there is our little prison. See some police over the 101. Are you going to Texas for a particular reason? Is there like a art show or just explore? Hurricane season. There's a hurricane season? I'm joking. That was what the new head of weather said. I don't even know what he's called. I love hearing the flute. I'm sure it has another name. Ocarina. Can you believe it? This was, of course, once Mexico, but this is where the last Mexican governor of California lived, over at the Pico house. Pio Pico. Hey, Mark. Birthplace of Los Angeles. Behind us was Union Station. Sorry, that's can't really see it. It's funny, birthplace of Los Angeles. Right across the street, long crosswalk. I'm gonna give it a shot now anyway. Look at that. I always take a risk and it turns white. It's the old Firehouse Museum. We have been in there for sure. We're not gonna check this out today, but let's let's walk through the square. Wow, maybe we should come for one of these. Wouldn't that be kind of cool? The party has started early. It is Wednesday. They're doing a immigrant support outreach down here today. It's pretty empty, but it is Wednesday. I feel like this place comes really alive on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or if there's a Dodger game in the evening. Pico House. That's pretty exciting. I love sightseeing. We mostly, because we stayed near Joe's family, we just entertained most of the day on Saturday with a barbecue, which we could never really do at our apartment. Usually, when we go up there, we go for a hike or something, but really, none of that stuff. My most exciting moment was probably going to the grocery store. I love the grocery store up there. It's a grocery market, bargain outlet, or something like that. I can never remember what it's called. Why does it need four names? Bargain market grocery outlet. Anyway, they have all kinds of weird crap. Crap that you would only like eat if you were on vacation. Like everything bagel, savory granola bars. What the is that? But they're 99 cents. So I figured I'd try them. Or $1.49. I love going there. They also have cheap vegetables, but they don't have everything, like tiny tomatoes and orzo, my summer sensation. So I don't know how far I've walked yet, but I'm setting my watch now. I mean, already. A little freeway. I'd be having the Wednesday blues. Hey, Pan. How's it going? Oh, thanks. Thank you so much. I did, love you too. I did drop a members video last night. Was on Tuesday somewhere. At probably, we finished editing it at 12, or finished posting it at like 12:08 or something. It was kind of a fun one to make, but be warned, kind of sad. That's like the perfect time of year to be in Arizona. I seem to have been only in Arizona ever in like August. So this is where the protests have been going on. I know there's still a lot of, not a lot of action down here, a lot to protest, and a lot of people protesting. We are, you know, and try to show the reality of LA, a city that will stand up for its rights, maybe to no avail, but what I what I did realize, unfortunately, we can't go under it. Somebody's standing there, but hey, BD, I feel like it's been a year, and Cecilia, actually. I was gonna go on yesterday. Also, I'm gonna walk out of here. There used to be a mall down here. You can kind of still see it, literally abandoned. Wow, yeah, Joseph came home and told me about that when I was in the middle of editing. I told him, congratulations, I need to get back to editing. I was really snappy yesterday. Well, the tide might change a little. A lot of people are not really happy. So I'm not sure what this is, but I think we're gonna walk through it. It looks like oh my gosh, I want to get a, I have a, whoa, I have a snack in mind, by the way. I'm gonna cross the street, and then cross the street, and then cross the street. Oh my god, that's great. That's really great to hear. So I want to go over to this farmer's market over here, which is oddly by the federal building. And with what's been happening in LA, I don't know if I would set up there. Okay. Hey, mountain bike. Hey, that's great. So let's check out what we got over here. I'm definitely getting something to eat. It's blue skies after 12. Before that, it's gray skies. It's very June gloom, which it feels like lasts later and later into the month. I ate lunch, so I'm really only here for a snack. I'm hoping a cold one. Wow, I don't know if this is a every week thing. You can get smart water in a can. Holy heck. Hey, Dominus, the weather is pretty great, actually. I think it's about 75 degrees, fresh roasted peanuts. Um, yeah, 75 degrees, pretty windy. I always feel like I'm getting ripped off with a milkshake. I think ice cream is in Ordnung, though. At that really cool mural, James K. Hahn. Oh, City Hall East. I love when they do something like this. It's really great, but I'd like to know who did it, what it refers to. There's the Triforium over there. Mr. Barbecue Grill. Little Thai fusion. I've never walked through here and seen anything like this. It always feels like a misused space or an underused space because it's usually empty. Although we were absolutely here 10 days or so ago for protests. Hmm. It is. I think I'm at the end of time. I probably shouldn't have. Maybe we could try this next Wednesday and get some food, actual food. I I uh I think I've walked up here before. I'm pretty sure I have. Let's check it out. Looks futuristic. Futuristic kind of and forgotten. Actually, I think I did walk up here once before. This non-working fountain was full of clothes. It's on the live stream. This fountain is shut off in accordance with Mayor Garcetti, actually, creating a water-wise city. Oh, oh, Mayor Garcetti, you just ruined our fountains. I um I included some vintage video of Bunker Hill that I found from like the 60s, and even in black and white movies and like that weird kind of like blasted out color, you can still see that the sky was thick. I mean, that was the joke about LA and the rest of the country, the LA smog. I'm glad we have the Environmental Protection Agency to get us cleaned up. I certainly hope they endeavor to protect and endow us with a clean future, although it doesn't really look like it. We're not getting political. Oh, gee. That canine doesn't wants to protect and sever my throat. The valley was pretty smoggy, or no? Did it all get just stuck in the hills? Because whenever we go up to the Central Valley, you can see like the layer of diesel smoke covering the mountains. Yeah, I know. I know, Cecilia. I heard they're gonna put a mall in the Grand Canyon and a casino. I just want them to let us go into those caves in the Grand Canyon where the Smithsonian hid all of that Egyptian artifacts. It was really like it when I hear about India today, New Delhi, or the city that always has like the terrible, terrible, terrible air alerts. Like I'm just like, how could you possibly live in that? But we also had that here for so long in Los Angeles. Granted, I did not live here. All those bikes. These are Metro bikes. You do have to rent them. It's like taking a. I've never ridden one because I'm not very coordinated, I suppose, or I suck at riding a bicycle in the city. I think you scan it and then you rent it. There are tons of different apparatus that you can rent in the city to get places. What I always wonder is there like a electric gate or something, like you cannot go any further than this? Because I was thinking about it would probably be fun to ride a bike to Long Beach, Carriopolis, and rent one of those so I could use the electric pedal power somewhat. But then when I got to Long Beach, would I really want to ride it back home? No, I want to take the train. So could I just dump it there? Not dump it, but leave it there? I love Eagle Rock. Although, driving over the 134, is that what drives through Eagle Rock? I feel like that's where the valley's oven door is open. You just literally feel the heat come on as soon as you turn onto that freeway that goes to Pasadena. So I think if I did an e-bike ride, um, I think I would use a different camera, or I would need to Actually, I wouldn't need to use a different camera. I just probably wouldn't be able to chat. You know who does eat or bike rides all the time is back in the clay, and he films them. When I went to make the members video on Monday, I was so paranoid about the security guard that was keeping an eye on me that I tried to shoot a lot of it without the gimbal, and it just was jittery and grody to the max. Um, so I was well within my rights, and it was the law. It's a public space, whatever. I went back with my gimbal, and no one said anything to me. Oh, no update on Catalina yet. I definitely think I'm going to need to invest in a second line instead of, so I can toggle them, because I have read about the signals in Catalina and they can be iffy. And I hate nothing more than when I go to do a live stream and the signal doesn't work, which I've done a couple times. Thanks, Carrie. I knew you would know. Please let this be shady on this side, I hope. It is. I don't really know why I turned down this way. I think the couple blocks after the police station before you get to old downtown are kind of, they feel a little hollow and boring. Humidity is 53%. It does feel a little bit humid, but I have to tell you, it feels like the breeze is more like 5 miles per hour. The breeze is really lovely today. No idea why I walked this block, although I'm sure we've walked it before. Note to self. Boring. You know, I've gotten pretty close to the Skid Row area, but I kind of feel like it's not really in my wheelhouse to go down there. I don't want to really show people at their worst, you know? I don't know. It's an interesting and really sad place, and I've walked through it. I've driven through it for sure also. I walked near it, but, you know, to me, 78 is almost perfect for a pool. I kind of need 80. I think I'd love to talk about Skid Row and why it exists and how it came to be, but I don't necessarily want to show the people there. Not because just the humanity, I guess, and it feels to me exploitative. Whenever I see somebody do like one of those, and we're really on the edge of it right now though, whenever I see somebody do one of those stories like, Los Angeles is unaliving, or blah 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 blah, something horrible about Los Angeles, I feel like they're doing it for clicks and not because they seriously care about the topic. So yeah, no, I just haven't really gone down there. Hey, Wilson. But I am currently, well, maybe last week, obsessed with this little white sliver of a building over here. I never really knew about it until one of these walks. It's so crazy to see a brick building like this in Los Angeles. We're just a little bit west of the Hotel Cecil. It should be coming up over here. But I'm obsessed with this building that says wholesale on it. And I actually didn't know you could go in. So I would really love to at some point go in. I waved by to hi that guy. So this was a theater, a Liberty Theater it was called. And this little piece on the corner is the only surviving piece. When they straightened this street out or took the curve out of this street, they just hacked that theater part off. I did post a picture of it. Pretty cool. Silent movie theater, vaudeville, etc. Actually, totally wrong. There are a lot of poor buildings in downtown LA that they just destroyed for one reason or another. So I was, of course, reading about Bunker Hill. I'm sorry, the Hotel Cecil is to our left. We'll walk by it. It's always a treat. Um, so I was reading about there was like another old police station downtown where the new police station sits. It was one of those like weird stone buildings from like the 1900s or late 1800s. It's like turreted tops. I wish I had a picture of it. I've never been to the Silent Movie Theater on Fairfax. It is not called the Silent Movie Theater anymore. I'm kind of bummed out that I never went to it. It's like an event space. Anyway, back to that building really quick. It's not a very long story. Apparently they just tore it down. It wasn't earthquake damaged. It wasn't blah, 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 because they just wanted to build something new. That's what a lot of Bunker Hill area in downtown, they just tear something down and then it's a vacant block forever. The closest I've ever been to the Silent Movie Theater is I did see a movie at the New Beverly Cinema on Beverly. Or is it on Melrose? Anyway, it's in the Beverly Fairfax area, which was fun. And then the Vista, which is now owned by Quentin Tarantino, thankfully. I'm glad that didn't get knocked down or used for something else. It's now like his vintage movies. Oof. It's really Bunker Hill and Chavez Ravine are just the worst of what a government could do to people, like when it wanted to take the land. I think that's why, like in LA, old school LA people don't want to see a gondola either, which doesn't benefit anybody but the rich people that put the gondola in. We don't need a gondola. Redonkulous. We're probably gonna walk past the market, the market, Grand Market, and then walk back up to it because I think I might have already passed it. Also, that would be a pretty short walk. I've just walked from Union Station to Main and 3rd in under 40 minutes. We're at 1 3/4 a mile. I really love this building on the corner, which I guess is a facade anyway. Really? In one of the in one of the videos I was watching about Bunker Hill, they showed the Cinerama Dome and downtown Hollywood. It was kind of weird. Copyright. I love this right here. Hey, back in the clay, I was just talking about you. Mentioned that you stream and bike ride. Hey, Kat, if I miss anybody, sorry, I'm overwhelmed by sun, music, a sweaty brow. So I always thought this building, somebody, I can't remember who told me, but I always thought that was the original building. Apparently, it's just a facade. I mean, it looks like one when you look down a little bit lower, but this whole area kind of used to have buildings like this, or like that one. Yeah, the graffiti towers are just crazy. I think one time I talked about them, there was somebody on this on the in the chat that had some facts as to why they couldn't be like finished or how expensive they would cost to be finished. And so that's another reason why they just sit there. Nobody wants to take that over. It's probably as expensive as expensive as making the buildings themselves. I'm sorry, I don't think that's correct. Oops, I just tripped on a cup and scared the crap out of myself. We are really lucky. I feel like, well, it could all change, but I feel like Los Angeles only ever gets hot for like a couple weeks, and it's a miserable time. And it's usually like late July. I could be totally misremembering it. I hate that kind of heat. But I saw a report, not a report, but some YouTube this morning with somebody that was like talking about the monsoons in Northern California, not Northern California, but where Lake Tahoe area, where that boat capsized. You know what though? Those guys are cleaning it up. We should have walked by the New York Times. New York Times. Why do I call it that? Sorry, the LA Times building the other week. I'm definitely an East Coaster for life somehow, with a West Coast soul. The good thing though is that it doesn't ever usually get super, super humid. So it's a dry heat. I really don't care. I still sweat in a dry heat, just not as much. I remember one time I drove to Las Vegas, and you know how when you get in the desert, they tell you to turn your air conditioning off, not to overheat. So of course I did it. Probably wise in that particular car that I was in. Um, and I sweat so bad that it changed the color of my shirt in the armpits. It was like the first time I wore it. Cute little baby blue polo shirt, and my sweat just bleached out the armpits. Figure that one out. Yeah, that Lake Tahoe thing was so crazy. I feel like going out into a lake on a boat is kind of like a not major, crazy tourist thing to do, but what scares me more is like those helicopter rides that crash into the Hudson River. I'm never getting in a helicopter if I can help it. I mean, of course, if I have to be rescued like that cow, I'm getting a helicopter in a little helicopter gurney swung across the Alps. I would love to see Lake Tahoe either. I also kind of want to go to Nevada, and like I kind of the Southwest is pretty magical being a person that didn't grow up here. I love the desert. Oh, that's really sad. Hey, Marie. Thank you, thank you. Good to see you here. Right? The Santa Ana winds still, like, they can be pretty scary. The Santa Ana winds, I'm walking on a median right now. And then, of course, fire season. I remember the first time I saw a mountain on fire. Oh, look, it's Parody's ice cream. It's got the card out on the thing. The first time I saw a mountain on fire. How's it going? Good, how are you? Um, you too. We might go back there and get some soft serve. The first time I saw a mountain on fire was like Mount Baldy, and I was riding the train. Maybe I was in the car. It's a more romantic story if I was riding the train. So let's say I was riding the train home and looking out the window, and the mountain was on fire. It was kind of crazy. And every time there's a fire, or worse, a wildfire, I start singing that song over and over again. She Ran Calling Wildfire. That's the song if you haven't figured it out. Or you're too young. Nevada. Nevada. I'll practice that for sure. I try to work on my R's mostly, like not forgetting to use them. And also a lot of Spanish pronunciation. I try to give that my best effort too. I am now saying Nevada over and over again in my head. We did pass the food hall, but that's okay. Let's walk a little down, get over on the other side of the street, and then stop into there. Hey, I don't think he was saying hi to me, but I just say hi to anybody that waves. I'm assuming they are. Estate Tierra. I'm almost tempted to go back to Paradise because we just passed by and the guy was standing out on the corner. I'm also tempted. I really want an ice cream. And Joe, I don't have an ice cream for you in the freezer today. I'm really sorry about that. Usually, or a couple times I've snuck one in the back. Today, I forgot. I didn't go to the grocery store though this morning or yesterday. Restaurants are really struggling down here right now, actually. I saw a story on the news about that. The thing is, I really want soft serve in a cone so I can walk and eat it. We're gonna walk through the food hall. I'll see what like a McConnell's is because I think that's like the only ice cream place they have. And by food hall, I mean Grand Market. Um, and if they just have crappy stuff, I'm gonna go back to Paradise and get the soft serve. There used to be a bus from downtown that you could ride to Disneyland. I remember seeing that one day, and not like a special bus, but like a city bus. I drove all the way to Anaheim. I really love to make, I love to get cookies and ice cream and just make ice cream cookie sandwiches. And then I can eat like 14 of them and feel like I had my values worth. I don't, I feel like it doesn't even take that long to drive to Vegas on the right day. I know that I've driven there on half a tank of gas one time. Yeah, I didn't think the Apple Store was going to look like crap for too long. They've got the money to repair it, for sure. That's what I. Well, see, so Joe and I will just get ice cream, and then I forget what kind of cookies we get. They come like 12 in a little Pepperidge Farmy looking thing, Kate's cookies or something like that. And then you just let the ice cream get a little soft, scoop it. I do massive scoops between the two cookies and then just chow down one after the other. This is not a daily thing, by the way. There's something weird about the ice cream and ice cream sandwiches. It's almost like foamy tasting. Like it's not real ice cream. I feel like I saw a video a couple of years ago of somebody that threw an ice cream sandwich on a sidewalk and it didn't melt for days. I could be exaggerating. Oh my gosh. The Dancing Girls sign is kind of gone. What a bummer. I have plenty of pictures of it, though. Joe, it is not a daily thing. You wouldn't allow it. I used to love Reno 911. It I don't know what happened. I know it was on for a lot longer and a long time before I started watching it, but I just thought that was a great show. Hilarious. I think that was a really good era for comedy. I also loved what was on Strangers with Candy. Hilarious. Right, I was gonna mention McDonald's. Whoa. Little Dukes of Hazzard action there. I was gonna mention McDonald's, but like I feel like also ice cream sandwiches are never expensive. They're always the cheapest ice cream, like Igloo brand or something. I love Niecy Nash. She's hilarious. Remember when she was on this show where like they would do a home makeover? She was like the hostess. I kind of loved her on that show. And then she blew up. I love those two Sedarises, David and Amy. Also, like from that same kind of cloth, there was that show with the two New York girls. I can't believe I've forgotten what it's called. Uh, it's maybe like a show from 5 years ago. No, not Two Broke Girls. It was on Comedy Central. Joe, we used to watch it. It's with Abby and that other girl with the curly hair. Hey, how are you? I can't remember. We, the next movie I see is going to be 28 years later. We watched 28 Days Later the other night. I forgot the parts of it that were kind of horrible, and we started watching 28 whatever is next later, and I guess we'll have to finish that, but I definitely want to see it in the movie theater. It was shot all on an iPhone, much like this live stream, right? And Joe was mentioning that the first one was shot in 730p, so it would look all grainy. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, Tangerine. I loved Tangerine. When I first moved here, I lived in that neighborhood right behind that 7-Eleven. So it's kind of a weird feeling, I guess, to see like a neighborhood you live in on TV or in a movie. And, I walked, so that whole area was so familiar to me, and I lived in that area. So there were a lot of like mistakes in that movie, like places that weren't quite close to each other, but I love that movie. Broad City, that was it. Ding, ding, ding. We're going to throw up a award for that. I can't believe I couldn't remember the name of that movie. Some hearts for Cecilia. I love that show too. I also, for maybe one season, liked Girls with Lena Dunham. And then I think her real life personality was kind of a turn off to me. This is a no poop and pee zone we're entering here. Oh, I missed it. And Joe will make a joke about how I never listen to him. Yeah, it's like the first season maybe of Girls I kind of loved and thought was really clever and funny. And then I feel like I'm not really sure if it was the show or the stuff that Lena Dunham would say, but maybe I started to find her character to be grating on me. I'm not a millennial. The General Hospital I have actually been to. It's part of it is still open, and they like USC took it over. Lionel Richie is coming to the Orpheum. It's about 58% humidity. That is one of the last operating Orpheums in the Orpheum chain, if not the last one. I sound in, yeah, I've got a millennial state of mind. But millennia denim, but Leonard, I'm not as, there's something about the difference between millennials and Generation X. And I feel like Generation X was a little less inward and a little less self than millennials. I'm not dissing millennials for it, but there was just something, it was more of a me generation. I'd really have to go back and watch that show to determine why it got on my nerves, because I can't exactly remember. Look, they made the Adidas store look like the inside of a shoebox. Pretty cool, huh? Adidas are always thinking. I love the alien text on this building. Hey, Puggy. So Ty, like a millennial, I love all those things, but actually I don't. I like to be stoic and in control. I'm more like the Janet Jackson song Control. That would be my theme song. Our pups are great. They had such an awesome time going away, Cecilia. Thanks for asking me. Didn't manage to get anyone into a pool. I really wanted to get my white dog into the pool. We saw him swim once before, and it was pretty hilarious. We were swimming in a river in the Sequoias last summer by Joe's grandma's place, and it was 103 degrees in the mountains, and my dog, the white fluffy sheepy, he's not really a sheepy, just literally walked into the river, and he's so fluffy, his fur just like spread out. I'm sure I have a picture of it somewhere. I didn't do as much swimming as I would have liked to have done. I felt like we went swimming on Friday for sure. Joe's family came over and we barbecued on Saturday. And by the time we used the pool, I did not. I actually put my feet in it. But I feel like when I have people over, even though I wasn't like the hostess per se or host per se, I've got to like be alert. Oh, Farah. Farah just almost hit me in the shins. So I didn't swim as much on Saturday, and by the time everybody left, it was kind of cold to go in the pool. Also, might have like some just weird Puritan mentality about being mostly naked around your partner's family. I think that played into it also. I definitely wanted to swim. I wish more than anything that I could barbecue. We have a pool, but we never go in it. They literally just drained it and refilled it. The Airbnb was lovely. It was a house built in 1910. The Craftsman. And it didn't have, sometimes you go to an Airbnb and it has these weird like expressions that are carved out in wood, like live, laugh, love, or it's wine o'clock somewhere, or heart that makes the home a happy place, or something stupid like that. Like they had none of that stuff. Nothing embarrassing. Nothing embarrassing. The city was, so LA was hot this weekend, but it was like hotter than where we were, I think, by 10 degrees. I wish it was like 100 degrees while we were there with that pool. Another time we rented an Airbnb up there with the pool. It was too cold to use it. We have really weird Airbnb luck a lot of the times. We rented an Airbnb one time and the heater didn't work. It was December. We rented an Airbnb one time and the second day we were there, the heater stopped working. It was also December. Some other weird Airbnb thing happened too. But we usually get a discount or a free day out of it, not by asking, but because wouldn't you feel guilty if you rented someone your house in the winter and the heat didn't work? But this house is really cute. There was a house for sale around the corner from it for $419,000. Also a Craftsman, not as well preserved, but beautiful. Whenever we go up there too, and we always talk about how cheap it would be to live up there. I don't think I can do it. There's also another one about dancing. Dance like no one's watching you. Laugh like you're not funny looking. I don't know what that one is, but Joe says live, laugh, and love all the time. I'm trying to convince him to get that as a tattoo. Wow. All right, that was fun and useful. Let's go to the jewelry street. The dogs do not really acclimate at all. They just want to be wherever you are, and they will literally follow you around, follow you around, follow you around, follow you around, like in a circle until you sit down. And then when you sit down, they'll chill out. But as soon as you get up, they will follow you around. We went into the pool on Friday night, and I guess the dog could no longer smell me. And both of them were looking for me, even though I was in the pool going, hi, hi. Kind of cute. But they don't really acclimate very well. Exactly, we saw the glass tiles there, tunnel underneath. I read somewhere that dogs really don't like going on vacation or don't like that kind of change of pace. But I also think they have fun. My one crazy dog kind of, I like having him around a bunch of people like that, even though he bites, because I feel like it teaches him to chill out a little bit. Right? Like coffee is 99% water. Get a coffee today. I think I saw that one about beer. That's what I was saying, that like the scent had worn off when we were in the pool. Like we were underwater. I think when we told your mom that story, she told us a story about a pit bull that bit a kid getting out of the pool. And it's their sense of smell is really strong. Their sense of smell is probably how they recognize you most of the time. Do you remember there was this lady who would help people find their lost dogs, and she would recommend like putting your socks outside or your smelly socks outside so the dog could find your scent? I wanted to set the record straight about something I keep saying all the time. I didn't think I would necessarily do it at this moment, but we happen to be by Pershing Square. I always mention how Pershing Square looks terribly 70s. This is actually the 90s incarnation of Pershing Square. Joe and I talked about taking you guys back to the 1940s Pershing Square before they made it look like a puzzle, a cement slab, via LA Noire video game. So I think that's something that we're going to do members live, because we'll have to do it from the PlayStation, but we're trying to hook that up. It's the game LA Noire is block by block, I think a 40-mile exact replica of Los Angeles in the 1940s. It's funny because when I see pictures, like in the picture I put in the video of the 2nd Street Tunnel yesterday, with nothing around it, like I was like, oh my gosh, I've seen this picture before, but it was from LA Noire. It's really short, the video. Like a 6 minutes or something. It took a long time to edit. Joseph did help me with the editing of the voice. The fish and chips, yeah. I've never seen so much grease. I feel like if you get a fish and chips basket, like, I don't know, on vacation from like the clam shack. All right. Oh, it's a beautiful spot too. Just the center. Why would anybody want to sit out in this though? The fish size did not bother me because it was tilapia. And okay, new fear unlocked. I'm not really sure if this is a fear, but I don't like the texture of tilapia. The flavor, okay. Or no, it was pollock, sorry. I hate tilapia. I don't like the texture of pollock. These statues are actually from the original Pershing Square. To World War I. It's Beethoven. They should just rip this cement out. It's on top of there's a parking garage under this. And if you know anything about the history of Los Angeles, the last thing we needed it was another parking garage. In that time that they tore that up and put this in, there were parking garages all over Los Angeles. Like downtown was one big parking garage. Oh, I actually did love the fried shrimp. That was the best. I love the batter also. I just think like it's something you probably want to eat in the parking lot or in the restaurant. Before 1918, this is called Central Park. And before that, Plaza, I don't know. Oh. I just want to get away from the music. Not that I don't love it, I just don't want to have to erase it later. I specifically do not eat shrimp. Um, Mostly because of how they are harvested. So most shellfish I don't actually eat anyway. I do love a scallop, but I haven't had one in a long time. No, I can't eat a catfish. I really do not like fish. Haddock. Haddock and cod. No North Atlantic salmon, no live caught salmon, no farm fresh salmon, no bass. no catfish, no tilapia or pollock. It's really just a haddock for me. A fish that tastes like whatever you put on it. I would die on Naked Afraid because I couldn't live off of catching fish and eating it. I mean, eventually I probably would just have to eat some fish. I like tuna in a can. So like a tuna fish sandwich. Except I can never remember if it's chunk light or chunk white tuna that I like. Because one of them I cannot eat. It tastes too fishy. And so I just don't buy it because I can never remember. The last time I thought I remembered, disgusting. I bought the wrong kind of tuna, and I can't remember which kind it was. So I just avoid tuna in a can. But like, I would eat Subway tuna, I think, or a tuna fish sandwich from a restaurant where I know they use the kind of tuna that doesn't taste too fishy. Scrod is just sea catch of the day. It's usually cod or haddock, but right, so I would eat scrod too. Just those three fish are the only fish that I would eat, and they were probably the most plentiful fish growing up. Growing up in New England. Oof. All right, we're coming up on Angel's Flight and the Grand Central Market. I don't love sushi. Joe really loves sushi. And so here's the weird thing. I could eat sashimi, like raw fish for some reason. And I can eat some sushi, but I usually go for like the California roll, or the spider roll, or the crab roll. Something that's totally Americanized and bastardized so as to not be recognizable to a sushi connoisseur. So the way I grew up, you would have cod or scrod or haddock, and then you would dump breadcrumbs and garlic and butter on top of it and bake it in the oven. And it tastes like garlic and breadcrumbs and butter. It's basically like a fish stick with no breading. I guess an open top fish stick. So McConnell's is on the right. We're gonna just check it out, see what they have. I really am more inclined to go back to our favorite spot. Gives us a little more walking time. All right. I feel like they should have more than one ice cream place in here. Oh, actually, I like halibut also. I forgot about that. So I'm gonna check out. Sorry, I'm gonna check out McConnell's and see what their. There it is. Crazy price. Also, this place is slamming busy. I feel like I would rather go back to McConnell's. I mean, to Paradise. So let's see. These from Santa Barbara. You can get this in the grocery store. blackberry lime sorbet, coffee, double peanut butter chip, Earl Grey, shortbread cookies, Eureka lemon, Marion berries. Mm, I honestly like. I agree. The sauce also makes a big difference. I'm going back to Paradise. This place doesn't really have any interesting flavors. Also, it's 4,000 degrees in here. I haven't had a cookie from the Bastion in a while. I definitely. I have a sushi making kit that I got from. I've never used it, but I have a sushi making kit that I got from. What's it called? The H Mart. Somewhere in the H Mart. I think it was like a stocking stuffer for Joseph, and he never used it either. Joe's brother knows how to make sushi. I think he was a sushi chef for a while. YouTube has a video for everything. I don't really know how to trim my mustache, so I decided that instead of just waiting for the haircut, I got a haircut, and paying the extra $15 for a beard trim. It takes a haircut which is already overpriced and then makes it astronomical, like $80 plus a tip. I am not worth a $100 haircut. I mean, my hair is not worth a $100 haircut. It's also not worth a super cut either. They always cut your hair the exact same way if you have my hair. Like Ponch from Chips. We like to watch the guy. There's somebody who mixes paints online and makes colors, and they're shorts, but I like to watch that sometimes. Oh, that's awesome. We had some Thai curry with chicken and quinoa and a bunch of vegetables the other night, which was really good. Um, it was the vegetables had the curry in it, like Thai curry in it, so it wasn't as spicy curry as it could have been, but really, really pretty tasty. It kind of made me want to make a from scratch curry. Mountain bike, Mike. I've also replaced that thing, not the flush valve, but what's the chain that pulls the suction cup thingy up at the bottom? I had to replace that whole mechanism, and I learned how to do it from a YouTube video. My mustache trim didn't come out so great, but it grew back. Daiso, that's where I got the sushi kit. You can get a sushi kit, like a little bamboo mat at Daiso. It was like $3 or $4. I think the thing about cooking for me is I've just got to kind of keep it fresh. My favorite, my favorite thing to do actually when I'm home all day is to make dinner in the afternoon or like at noontime, so you have like a nice lunch and dinner. Otherwise, if I make a dinner one night, I usually don't want to eat that same dinner the next night. Joe eats leftovers. And Cecilia, you have a lot of really great ideas for food. After having ice cream today, I think I am definitely going to have some kind of salad with chicken on it. Mostly because I already have the chicken. I don't have a microwave. Um, there's a really nice Japanese grocery store in Little Tokyo, actually. It's got a lot of stuff. I was watching the news the other night, and I forget which city it was, but it's like the whole AAPI community in that city has kind of just like emptied out with all the ice stuff going on here. I'm just looking. I love, you know what I really love, but I find it impossible to make at home is chicken salad. When I said I'm gonna have a chicken salad tonight, I mean like a salad with chicken on top of it, but like a really good like mayonnaise, celery, and bits of onion, maybe some grape chicken salad. Trader Joe's, I used to get their curried chicken salad in a little tub all the time, like two or three of them, so I would have like a dinner and lunch. And it wasn't leftovers because it was a fresh one every time. Well, this the Channel 11 Fox 11 News. I'm not really a Fox fan, but the Fox 11 in Los Angeles seems to be a little more inclined to not be so foxy as the rest of the Fox channels in the country and maybe the Fox network. They're a little sympathetic to our cause, as they should be. So they were doing a story on the AA, Asian and Pacific Islanders community, and how all these stores are empty. People are staying off the streets. There was a guy who was a resident who owns a Indian grocery store, and he's like, my food is rotting on the shelves now. My produce is rotting on the shelves now because people are not coming here. I had ICE stop by and ask me if I had any illegal employees working here, and I said, I'm the only one for 40 years. Kind of sad situation. I can kind of feel it in my neighborhood too. We have a Home Depot that is not that far from where I live, and it's like a little vibrant community around that Home Depot of day laborers and people cooking food and selling the food to the day laborers and to other people that walk by. Sorry about the beeping. And like there's no one there anymore. Crazy. I used to get those frozen chicken breasts all the time. Um, I I stopped buying those because they have sodium in them, like more salt in them than you need. So we just get like a big pack of chicken breasts and then freeze two in a bag and then pull two out. But when I thaw them, I usually put them in lukewarm brine. So then I'm putting the salt back in, but a little less salt than you would get in the frozen ones. So I'm putting them in a little bit of brine with a little bit of like garlic powder and black pepper, some herbs. So the salt definitely makes the the food retain the chicken breast, especially moist, I think. The one reason I would love a microwave is for microwave popcorn. Because I really love microwave popcorn. I don't really eat the frozen like lean cuisine microwave meals, but I wonder if this place will ever end up with a regular, just open schedule like it used to have. It is such a cool concept and building, actually. Restaurant. We're at 7th Street. Oh, I'm gonna go down, left, and then Paradise is right over there. So we'll come up on it from the bottom. I only ever ate at Clifford's once, and it was when it was like the old version of Clifford's, Clifton's, I mean. Not the new fancy Clifton's that's never open. And it was really like just a cafeteria. Woo. Hey! Yeah. He wanted to say hi. I mean the big red diner. Clifford's big... I meant Clifton's. I just said Clifford's. About to carne it, so I pound it a little bit so it breaks down. Because there's nothing worse than biting into a chicken breast and it's pink in the middle. I think it's like probably not as bad for you to eat like pink-ish chicken, but we've just been told for so long how horrible it is. Um, wow, I'm actually justifying eating slightly undercooked chicken. I take that back. I only like to go to a diner, Thai, I think, if I'm out of town or somewhere that just has like a diner or I'm on the road. Like I would never just go to the Denny's. Well, we have actually gone to the Denny's, but I never normally like go out of my way to go to Denny's. But I do love diner food. Not gonna lie. A grilled cheese and bacon or just a grilled cheese and fries, cup of coffee. grilled cheese is one of my favorites. We actually ate grilled cheese last night for dinner. We got this crazy New York cheddar cheese that has horseradish in it. And it's white cheddar cheese with horseradish in it. And something about the cheese, it's just a superior melting cheese. And then you mix that with shredded cheddar. And then the cheese melts beautifully on sourdough bread. And that's what Joe had for lunch today too. Not really a leftover. So this is another ice cream shop. 28 Wishes. I used to live, growing up, about 5 blocks from a Howard Johnson's and hotel. Howard Johnson's Motor Lodge. And so we used to sneak into the pool all the time at the Howard Johnson's, which was great. Year-round New Hampshire. Being able to go swimming in the winter time. And we used to eat there all the time. And then sometimes we'd have relatives stay there. So we'd extra get to use the pool. We were never allowed to eat Belvita when I was a kid. This is kind of a gross story I'm about to tell you. So I had Belvita at my neighbor's house, and they always had like cheese doodles, Pepsi, all the like snacks and crappy stuff. My mom was a little granola-y in the food department, so we were never allowed to get Velveeta. So the first time I tried it, I was like, this is so great. I think a week later, I had worked. My dad either owned a restaurant or managed a restaurant at this time. I'm not 100% sure. But I remember washing dishes. My dad gave me like $20, which was a lot of money in that time. I bought a block of Velveeta, and I sat on the side of my house and ate it. The whole thing, and got so sick, I threw up. So I'm going to do the soft serve here. Oh, I think those girls had no shoes on. I've never been to a Cracker Barrel. Actual Cracker Barrel. I've just bought the Cracker Barrel products. I hope this, all right, cool. Black chocolate horchata. We're gonna get it in a cone to go. I think that's what we're gonna do, but we'll check out this stuff. Hey, how are you? I'm good. Can I get a black horchata chocolate in a cone, please? Yeah, thank you. Alright. A magical black horchata. Yeah, perfect. Let's see if I have money. I'm joking. No, they had flip-flops on. I thought they were barefoot. Oh my gosh, that's perfect. No, thank you so much.
Have you tried the strawberry to white chocolate cup? I just made some samples.
Yeah, I ate that last time I was here.
Oh yeah, you did?
Yeah, I did.
How do you like it?
I loved it. It was great. Oh, I can't pay with my driver's license.
Do you want me to hold it for you?
No, I got it.
Okay.
Just here, maybe hold that. All right.
So just give me a quick second.
Sure.
How's your day going so far?
So far, so good. How's your day going so far? Any busy or slow?
Right now, kind of slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
Like big stuff right now, like a little bit with people start doing work and stuff.
Well, it's kind of cool today.
Yeah. Have you signed up for the awards last
I think I did. I just typed my number, right? Awesome. Thank you so much. You too. Take care. All right, kids. Walking with a chocolate horchata. They're pretty fucking awesome. Sorry, I just swore. They have a little seating by the window. So this particular ice cream, which I'm gonna like totally inhale. I just signed in with my phone number. They haven't given me a gold card yet. I'm trying to get them to sponsor my Wednesday walk. I will tell you, if I had to critique, they don't give enough napkins. It is a big portion. This was like $8.50, but I sprung for the waffle cone. Not because I necessarily love a waffle cone, but it's easier to hold for a long period of time than the wafer cone, which always crushes. I've never heard of black horchata either. Um, but it's so good. And they mix it with the chocolate, which is all over my mouth. So the horchata part tastes like horchata. Cinnamony. It's got some other spice in there. I really love I love horchata. Um, Specifically like Mexican horchata. We did, for the Korean taste test, have some Korean horchata, and it was a little more watery and a little less flavorful, I would say. So this has got a really nice, subtle, actually a little strong horchata spice to it. And the chocolate I can almost not taste because look at how far I've gone already. I've flattened the top. The chocolate you can't taste because cinnamon is kind of overwhelming. I'll take a picture of the Korean horchata. We bought a bunch, and I still have the ones that we didn't test. Joe, did you like the Korean horchata? I'm not gonna. No, I'm gonna walk down to 7th Street Metro. It's my absolute. I'm gonna look like a crazy person in a second. I've gotten so much ice cream on my mouth. Thank goodness. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna walk back to Union Station. I think I'm just gonna go to 7th Street. They make the horchata at this place themselves. And they make the ice cream themselves also. And the only reason they sell the black horchata ice cream is because there was an ice cream place there previously, and that's what they sold. So it's the only one of those Paradise restaurants or Paradise ice cream shops that actually has soft serve. Yeah, Joe loves ice cream. I don't think as much as I do. Oh my gosh. I also, for a long time I was making ice cream, but I don't know if I would own my own ice cream store. I would eat the profits. If you think about it, ice cream is like got protein in it, eggs, milk. I gotta lick my hand. I will tell you, I I would be like triple the weight. I can't resist myself around sweets. There is a whole lot of food coloring in this horchata. What would the flavors be? So, some kind of chocolate, like a double chocolate. I'm actually using yeah, tomorrow should be interesting. Wink wink. I'm not going to say anymore. But look, I eat fast, but I'm mostly eating fast because I'm walking around and talking too. I'm eating like 1 degree faster. Yeah, I'll be reminded about how much food coloring is in this tomorrow. I could go sit in this park in the sun on a cement slab. I wonder if the Dutch sandwich shop opened yet. Oh my god, this has become unfathomably so disgustingly messy. I can't wait to look in the mirror and see my face because I feel like people are either looking at me like because I'm a child eating ice cream on the street like this, or because I've got a black food coloring ring around my mouth. I'm hoping it's a black food coloring ring. I don't even know what to do with the rest of it. I've got to get rid of it. It really looks gross now. I'm not going to show it to you. I'm not going to get it on his white outfit either. Wow. It is really dark colored. I mean, I'm wiping my mouth with this. It looks like I ate a Bic pen. Oh, my big fear too is dripping on my clothes. I'm not looking down though. I think I missed. My bigger fear is that I drip it on my shoes because I can wash my shirt tonight. I'm gonna do laundry when I get home. But I don't like washing my sneakers in the washing machine. So I think we ought to try the other place next time. Although I really like that guy and he's always friendly and offered to hold my gimbal for me. That was so good. If you've never tried any kind of horchata before, I highly recommend it. As a person moving here, it's kind of everywhere, and so I think the first time I tried it, I was just amazed that I had never had this drink before in my life. And it's so good. We got some more tunnels under here. Little glass sidewalk. Thank you so much. I probably could have bought a lighter pair, but they go with my like little hat logo, right? All right, we are at Olive and 8th, 7th. I always think that the ice cream place is on 7th. It's on 6th, I guess. Oh, no, it was not under $6. I got the waffle cone. I want to take a second to give a shout out to my members. If you haven't seen it, there's a new short members video. Let me know what you think. Um, it's kind of sadder than my videos usually are, but you know, I want to explore more stuff like that. Hey Enzo, I want to take a second to thank my members. I updated this morning, but it doesn't look like it's completely update. So if I'm missing anybody on there, let me know. Um, but I think this got all of ya. I definitely updated it yesterday when I made the movie. When I edited the video. Oh gosh. I now have like black food coloring under all of my fingernails. It looks like I dug my way to the surface today. So for the members, we will be doing another members live stream where we'll be visiting Pershing Square in the 1940s because I think that'd be fun. Just a shorty, nothing special. So give me a couple days. Joe is going to set that up on the PlayStation. I feel like the price for that ice cream, we usually pay under $5 for soft serve at the place that we go to on Western, which is like a really good ice cream. And then I think at Bumsam, we paid $7.50 for an ice cream, which was same as this. Bumsan was the best though. Joe got like natural flavor, plain flavor. It was so good. I just think under $10. Honestly, like around $5 is a good price for the ice cream because if you pay over $5, you can just get a half gallon and have ice cream for days. I kind of love vanilla though. It's not my favorite, but I don't mind a good vanilla ice cream. I thought that was a lady screaming at me. Breyers used to have an ice cream called Chocolate Rainbow, and it had, I don't know, 6 flavors of chocolate, including white chocolate in it. It was so good. I do like Neapolitan. Being a Neapolitan, kidding, but I'm not. Joe and I get Neapolitan ice cream a lot. I just don't like the Dreyer's Neapolitan ice cream because it's in a round container, and I feel like you don't get an equal portion of each ice cream. I much prefer the Breyers or Breyers. I call it Breyers, but yes, Breyers. I much prefer the Breyers because it's in a rectangle. I also love the texture of Breyers ice cream, mint chocolate chip. It's really good. The truck in our neighborhood comes around probably 2 times a day, and I've never heard this ice cream truck song before. I could sing it for you right now. But you literally, when he comes around, you can hear people whistling it through their window or humming it through their window. And he has soft serve. I've only ever gotten it once. It was good. I love Rocky Road also. If the chunks aren't too big and the marshmallow is not overwhelming, I kind of love the surprise of chewing into Rocky Road and then having the marshmallow kind of slip. I don't know. I like the texture of it. I also love plain old chocolate chip. Walnuts. I love also walnut ice cream. That's really good. I feel like walnut ice cream and maple flavored ice cream are something that you used to be able to get in New England a lot. So I am just about to my lovely, 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 lovely train station. My phone is at 5% charge. Let me turn it off before it turns itself off. Let me plug it in before it turns itself off. There we go, it's charging. Anyway, because I will see you tomorrow. I'm going to try to come up with something fabulous to do, a little journally. So you can journal, um, maybe a little bit of a journey, do something fascinating. We'll be also live streaming on Friday. Saturday, kind of up in the air right now. It depends on what I need to get done. And then we'll be doing something on Sunday. I'm going to find a fun event that we can hang out and go to. Oh, I also love cashews. Cashew is my favorite nut, but I will also eat peanuts till the cows come home, for that matter. Here is my lovely, lovely, lovely train station. Just when I was here on Monday after I finished live streaming, I came over to 7-Eleven and I think I got a water to drink and I just wanted to sit down and I sat down over there and I saw some teenagers get in a fight. It was pretty horrible. So thank you guys so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Have a really awesome night. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming back. Thank you, members. Um, really appreciate you. Have a really awesome, awesome night. Whatever you do, be safe out there, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. No pearl clutching. Happy Wednesday. Make sure you eat a snack.